So today we're checking out the brand new from Fender American Performer series. This is the jazz bass. We did the P bass, now we're doing the jazz bass, the two staples in every bass player's collection. If you disagree with me, you're wrong. No, not really. But you should have a P bass, you should have a jazz bass, man. Like if you're doing sessions or if you're playing gigs, like you should have those two tones available to you in your arsenal. Just kind of is what it is. A lot of familiarity with this, a few little different touches. First off, the finish. It's amazing. It's so cool. This is satin surf green. I love satin finishes. The blue P bass I was playing had it. They feel really good. No fingerprints under the lights. They're gonna take abuse really well or not well, and that might look cool too, either way. But it just feels really good and I love it. As I said in the P bass video, is a bass when you pick it up for the first time, is it fun? Does it make you want to play? This definitely does. A, because it feels really good. B, because it's a jazz bass. They make you play a certain way, at least me. They make me play a certain way, having that real throaty kind of clarity that a jazz bass gives you. But C, like, check the finish out, man. Like, it's killing, man. It just makes you want to grab it and play it, man, and like go to a gig and have this bass. It looks super sharp. So finish-wise, definite plus in my book, man. Any of the satin finish. And the high gloss look great, too. We have 3-color sunburst here, Olympic white, and the penny. All those are high gloss finishes. They look fantastic. You go from the classic to something a little bit different in sort of the maroon, coppery look with the, hence the name penny. But man, something about the matte surf green. We had a telly that came in on the first shipment, and I was like, oh, I need to see a bass in that finish, man. I think that'd be it. And sure enough, it is, man. It's really hip. So like I said, 1.5 inch at the nut, nothing crazy there. 2 Alnico 5 pickups, nothing crazy there. They just sound really good, really classic. This gets you at a different price point than what typically you're gonna find from some American-made instruments. It feels great, man. Headstock looks great. The logo looks cool. Super aesthetically pleasing. Digging into the tone of it, what I was playing at the intro there was just both pickups wide open, which is, the jazz bass tone. That brightness when you want it, I have tone probably around 80, 75, which is generally where I run my tone. If you turn that up, you get some more bite out of it, obviously, because that top end's accentuated. Just the front pickup. So the cool thing about a jazz bass, well, I guess I can't really say that anymore because I would always say the cool thing about a jazz bass is you can pull some P bass tone out of the front pickup, which you still can do. But now that in this series you have the P bass that has the J pickup in it, you don't necessarily have to do that. You get a lot of versatility out of both instruments. You get the tried and true versatility out of a jazz bass, but with the P bass you have that little added notch of versatility because you have the J pickup stock standard in it. But if we just play the front pickup, tone still around 80, you'll get more of the P bass sort of vibe to it. Yeah, a little woody, a little fat, a little round, has a little bit more bite than what a typical P bass has, I feel like. We bring in the back pickup by itself. Get a lot of that mid-range coming out. Obviously your harmonics are gonna ring for days. Always have to do that. Very nice. And then together we got, your J bass sound. Take a little tone off of that. So that's with the maple neck. I'll be back in 1 second. We'll show you what the Rosewood feels like, sounds like. All right, so we're back here. I got the Rosewood one, same bass. Doesn't have the high gloss finish in the Olympic white. Feels really great. Neck feels good. Still have that kind of satin or just like an oil rub on the back. Nothing high gloss on it. Just got the Rosewood fretboard on there, which is kind of home base for me. I'm always really comfortable with a Rosewood neck. Recently, though, I've kind of been lusting over having something with a maple neck on it. So you never know. Maybe that satin surf green ends up in the home collection for me here. So both pickups wide open. You immediately do notice the warmth and the the lack of the bite that maple gives you. Take a little tone off. Feels great, man. And then just the front pickup, so we get that little P-bass kind of vibe going out of it. That's cool. Nice articulation with how I attack the string. A lot of bite. I lay off that a little bit. I always want that out of a bass to let like your tone of your hands kind of shine through. These obviously do that very well. And then just the bridge pickup. Yeah, you really hear the Rosewood versus the maple there too, with what mid-range frequency that's being accentuated by that. You're always going to have a real mid-rangey tone out of the bridge pickup. A, you're usually going to attack over that when playing off that pickup. B, the strings are a little tauter back there, so you get that mid-rangey thing, but you really do hear where the warmth of the Rosewood plays versus the brightness of maple back at that pickup. And wide open again. So at a price point that's comfortable, you're getting an American-made instrument that is the essence of a jazz bass. No frills, no tricks, no anything like that. It just plays really, really well. It sounds great. Adding something like this or the P-bass into an arsenal that maybe you have some top-end instruments that you want something you're not afraid to travel with, you're not afraid to take on a gig and be a little bit rough with without the monetary investment to it, or you're a beginner or an intermediate player that might have a little higher budget, or you're saving up some money to get an American instrument. These are great, great options for you that will not disappoint at all. There's no shortcomings to them at all. They offer a little bit, the Yosemite pickups offer, I think, a little bit of a brighter tonality than what some of the American Pro stuff, American Elites, well, they don't really sound much like the Noiseless, so that's kind of a whole different beast. But there is a modern sort of brightness to these pickups that are going to be great for some people, and if you don't want that, roll the tone off a little bit. You know, change your playing position. But that's going to really, I think, cater to a lot of the modern players, but also with a slight adjustment, cater to a lot of like the more vintage-inspired players like myself that want that kind of warmer tone. It's always nice to have it, then you can take it away, than to not have it in the first place. Then you have to do, you know, additional amp tweaking that could sound artificial or pedal tweaking to essentially get that. So yeah, the new Fender American Performer Series they're fantastic, man. Right out of the box, everyone in the shop was really impressed with it. A lot of fun to play, which I feel like is the number one thing when getting a new instrument. Is it fun to play? Does it inspire you to play? Do you want to pick it up when you get home or get to practice? Do you want to play 10 minutes longer a day because you have something new? That's a benefit, and this certainly does that. You can check all these instruments out the basses, the guitars, the full line at empiremusiconline.com. Feel free to call me personally in the shop, 412-343-5299. We could talk about them. I can run you through the specs, whatever you need. Just reach out. Thanks for watching.